Yesterday I finished the agenda here, the minutes, and this debrief, and I also did a sketch of the project plan. But that's not directly tied to this. So today I want to make sure I can get back on track with the 12-month schedule that I have all laid out, but really today I'm focused on how do we get all of these steps completed? How do we complete this GitHub project using Hugging Chat so that we can create a curriculum for TrainFarb? And as I was looking through this and comparing it to the agenda, I feel this agenda accurately introduces everyone to this. I feel like this is the introduction to the curriculum. But then, as I was looking at the minutes and the debrief, this does seem like a bit of a deviation because I was looking at problem statement. It seems like this is the start of the curriculum when it's not. Really, the start of the curriculum is getting the context of the investment memo. Who are we dealing with and what market are they operating within? Who are they gaining inspiration from? What is the agenda for what we're doing? The fact that the GitHub project is meant to be the curriculum, I think that I want to put this and this at the very end. The summary was already a little confusing to me. I wasn't sure exactly how this was what I was going to do down here. So I'm going to move the two of these down to the bottom by changing the grouping. I'm going to put these down in the summary now. And I think this will make everything a lot cleaner. So I'll move that to the summary and also move the debrief to the summary. This is much cleaner, and I'm going to delete these four. So let's delete this from the project. All right, and I want to write this down as a challenge for today's debrief. Because it wasn't clear how the minutes, #41, and debrief, #42. I don't know how they tie into introducing the curriculum. Because as I was looking at the minutes, I realized everything in here, all of this is blank. Because all of these are blank because I haven't answered the questions yet. So let's just look here. So with the goals and the agents, what is the primary goal for this cohort-based course? Create an ego development-focused curriculum for an open source chief language office. And I think that's really what we would have in the agenda here. Right, because right here. This makes sense to me. And then these are the agents that we're using to make it happen. Because once I have this answered within the agenda and I kind of explain everything here, then I can jump into the minutes. And then once I answer each of these sections, then I'll be able to fill in a completed minutes down here. And then once these minutes are populated, I think I could bundle it all up as this markdown and put that into maybe ChatGPT and say, okay, turn this into a more standardized curriculum based on all these inputs. So that's how we're going to go about this. Let's just go through this now. I'm going to open up Safari so that I can get Hugging Chat going. No, let's just use chat, yeah. I am tempted to use Notebook LM, but I think I want to hold off for right now. Stick with what I've done. You are taking a minute, aren't you? Let's see. So let's get clear on the start of this. I think I'm going to populate this whole markdown into the persona. I really want you to be a little bit better. Why are you not being responsive? There we go. Good job. Okay. Let me update the train farm assistant. What do I want to do here? I want to update the train farm assistant. Let me just delete all of this. So right now it says you are a platform design engineer with 30 years of experience, researching parallel societies, practicing permaculture design, and developing the platform engineering industry. Now you're focused on helping wellness center property managers become P3 design engineers. P3 stands for Parallel Permaculture Platform. You're specifically acting as an onboarding assistant to guide people through a step-by-step journey from not knowing anything about design and or engineering to turning their creative interests and hobbies into their own platform. The name Train Farb Fool the Pharaohs is meant to reinforce that none of this needs to be serious. We're focused on people, creative interests, and hobbies. So this should be laid back experience. People can work on this for half an hour a day or less with no stress because you've got to, okay, this is kind of stupid. So I want to edit this. Can I edit this? Here we go, edit. And I'm just going to say, to make this easy on you, once you complete your, here, what's going on? Okay. Once you complete your investment memo, to just paste it in there. Let me save this, and then I'm gonna do the same, I think this makes sense, for the agenda here. I'm not gonna include the metadata at the top, but for all of this I will include, just to see what it kind of comes up with. And there's plenty. Wow. 24,000 characters? That's kind of amazing. So, yeah, let's just say that. Don't even worry about changing it. I'm just going to say memo and agenda. So, I think this should be able to read Markdown. Let's save that. Actually, I also want to just see. Do we have the Normix drill? Not yet. Okay. Let's not belabor this too much. So let's save that. It's active. I'm going to say new chat. This already is new chat. So now let's shrink this up a little bit. Let's get into this first one. And I'm going to say that just adding in notes about what I'm resolving here so it makes sense for the debrief. Really, I'm just saying, okay, so it wasn't clear how the minutes and debriefs were going to tie into this. So I'm going to say I restructured the GitHub projects. And now it's nice that it's 28 tasks because that lines up with like the 28-day month, 28 moons that we're using. That's one. And then also Hugging Chat Assistant. How to define persona. And to solve this, I loaded the memo and agenda. And then finally, I think the other major one is just I want to make sure each issue in project has clear prompts for learners. And then I'm just going to refine prompts in each issue as we go. And add to template. So that's really the challenge we're having. It's like how do we make sure that the minutes and the debrief are really accurately tying into this curriculum? So in order to resolve that, we restructure the GitHub project so it's only 28 tasks, and then the minutes and the debrief are at the very end. And the next is, okay, how do we update the Hugging Chat Assistant to make sure that we can create a curriculum that makes sense? Like, it's not very, the system instructions aren't super clear. So instead of really worrying about that right now, I don't know if it's the best way to do it, but it's what we're doing. It's our solution right now. I just loaded in the memo and the agenda. And then how do we make sure each one of these really has clear prompts for learners? Because this right here, replace the words in each prompt, is not very helpful. So I'm going to add, I think for all of these, I think I'll have like a situation. Let's define a clear problem statement that inspires people to about this curriculum and join the cohort-based course. And then we'll have a question. Next, we'll say Actually, this is going to be set in stone. Yeah, what type of open source executive do you want to offer? Yeah, this is much more like a curriculum now. So I'm going to say Chief Language Officer, CLO. What type of platform does this executive represent? What type of institution? Okay, so we'll say I'll say B9 language. Let's change this. maybe I don't even worry about this in Hugging Chat right now. I think I could just complete these statements, and then at the end of it, I will compile all of them in the minutes, and then we'll be good. I'll do this, and then didn't convert to an issue. And then I will just add it down here. Problem statement. Close with comment. And I like that. That seems good to me. So let's do this. Okay, actually I do need to use Hugging Chat still because I want to use it to create these problem statements. So, to create the challenges. So let's just enter no real context. I just want to add it in. And just see what happens. And it starts drawing from the memo that I entered. And it's already pulling information. Okay, great, because this is just regurgitating what I already had. So just doing this, and it just starts to generate all of this. So let's see, purpose. The goal of TrainFarb is to enable Wellness Center property managers to participate in the future of open source chief language officer onboarding platforms. This will be achieved by addressing the following issues: problems with property management documentation and models for architects. Centralized B9 language institutions. Centralized language institutions focus on egoic identification to alienate people from one another. This is done by focusing on labels to divide and conquer, using language about productivity that leads to burnout, and implementing censorship that limits creative freedom. Decentralized language institution. The solution is to create a decentralized language institution that focuses on conscious problem formulation to form strong connections. This will be achieved by focusing on problem formulation to transcend egoic division, slowing down productivity documentation to create shared solutions, and using creative models that less gets lost in translation. It's got the market inspiration, it's got the market share, growth and distribution. Okay, the metrics. The goal is to grow a community so that pop-up mycelium brick farms can be organized in vacant wellness center spaces to hold workforce development programs. The metrics for success will be a number of downloads in each of the following: team, agenda, create a curriculum for an open source agenda, problem formulation. Okay, and then wellness group don't have the resources to hire a chief language officer. Okay, so that's what that did. I think that's good. The next is here. Okay, so I like this way of introducing it: situation, complication, and resolution. The resolution is the prompt, and then we get a response from ChatGPT, or I'm sorry, from Hugging Chat. So let's see. It replaced everything that I used, so I'm going to do this. Let's change this. Actually, no, let's just do exactly how I just did it, and we'll just teach people to do it the right way. All right, let's not change anything. So we'll just say copy and paste the following into Hugging. And then we'll have the response. Really don't worry about reformatting or going back and forth. The idea is for us to just be able to get this back immediately. So let's update this comment and just say this is done. So you've got ineffective communication. Without a chief language officer, MSMEs may struggle to communicate their value proposition effectively to their target audience, leading to missed opportunities and lost revenue. A lack of brand consistency. A chief language officer can help ensure that the brand message is consistent across all channels, which is essential for building trust and loyalty with customers. Missed cultural nuances. A chief language officer can help micro, small, medium enterprises navigate cultural nuances and avoid misunderstandings that can lead to lost business or damage the brand. Inefficient language use. A CLO can help MSCs use language more efficiently, reducing the time and resources required to communicate with customers and partners. While creative freedom. Without a CLO, MSMEs may limit their creative freedom due to lack of understanding of how to communicate with their ideas effectively. Lack of ego development. A CLO can help MSCs develop their ego, which is essential for building a strong brand and growing the business. By completing the CLO curriculum, MSMEs can overcome these challenges and position themselves for greater success. The curriculum will provide MSMEs with the tools and knowledge they need to communicate their value proposition effectively, build a strong brand, and grow their business. Okay, let's stick with that. Thinking maybe I separate the prompt, and let's just leave it like this. Haven't converted to an issue yet. Let's do that, and then we'll close it. Let's edit, and we will copy this. We need to give context to the problem statement so we can create a compelling case for why someone should want to complete this curriculum. The complication, we don't have a clear way to convey to MSMEs that That's an easy way to copy this. That's fine. Let's see what this provides. Okay, cool. I'm good with that. Um, let's add this in for the response. Didn't I close this? It is closed. Okay, it's just not updating. All right, now let's go to this last one. Okay, let me do this one more time. This is gonna be good. Man, this is effective. I can tell you that. This will teach people how to use AI in a much easier way. Like, I think this is going to be like, just work through each of these, just follow along with what we're doing, and you will understand how to capitalize on the benefits of AI without needing to worry about it as much as people make it seem like you do. Just follow these steps, get a little bit proficient, and then we'll, as a community, learn how to use it more effectively. Copy and paste the following into your Hugging Chat assistant situation. We need to give context to the platform, to the problem statement. Oh, that's the same. Provide a list of 6 disparities. That show how corrupt centralized institutions can think that's good. Let's see if this provides good results. Okay, let's go with this. It's good enough for me. And I think the beauty of this is with all of these responses that are laid out, these will provide just a place for us to start. We're going to have writers within our ecosystem that are able to make this sound a lot better. And maybe they'll be like, okay, I see where you're getting started, Hugging Chat, but this is where we really want to go with things. So again, I'm not trying for any of this to be perfect. I kind of want to just provide prompts that are good enough so that we can work through this quickly. Again, I want to do this so people can 12x their creative output. So if right now I'm doing this stepwise, step by step, but really, if someone is able to just put in a problem statement with their MSME institution, all of this should be able to be coded. And by just entering those three, really all of this should be able to be produced. Actions, problem formulation. Actually, let me just end this. What do I want to do? How do I want to do this? Maybe now I come down here and we start filling this in. Yeah, okay, let's do that. We're gonna only highlight the disparities. So I think it accurately does both. So you get the problem statement, situation, complication, resolution, and then this is it. And then we'll do that for each of these sections. And let me just end this here. I'm going to end the video here, and I'll say that this is the initial state